When you learn something with the intention to teach it later, you learn it more deeply. Hello, I'm Seema Chhoriya and I welcome you all to another insightful session on great principles. Joining me in conversation is my very futuristic educator of the day, Mr. Narendra Kumar Sinha, Principal, Pavitra School, Bangalore, Karnataka. Welcome to Great Principles, sir. I'm really honored to have you today with me.
Pleasure is mine, ma'am. Really a great honor to be interviewed by you. I've heard a lot about you. I have seen a few interviews that you have taken.
I'm really, sir, it's such a privilege for me to have you here and hear this from you. So thank you so much, sir. So as I started the show, that when you are intending to teach something, you learn it more deeply, and this is what you believe in. So tell me, sir, what is the reason behind you choosing to become an educator? Did you just wanted to learn things deeply, or there were other reasons also?
Ma'am, I have been saying that right from the day I started my teaching career, which goes back to 94. Officially, I joined as a teacher in 1994. And I always believe that as a student, you don't learn more because your learning is limited. But when you're a teacher, you tend to think from a student's point of view also. But same question that you feel that was not necessary and is being asked by the student, and you'll be forced to answer that. As a as a student, you may skip that. You may say, okay, chalo, chalta hai. But yes, as a teacher, we can't have that attitude because you need to teach your student. So at least for that, a teacher will learn it properly and only then deliver his or her lessons. And that's what I've always believed in. It's almost my 30 years that I'll be competing as an educator in this. And I'm really glad that, yes, I got thousands of students who have been following me. And I hope that some more will be definitely following me henceforth as well.
Wow. So 3 decades in this profession. So what keeps you
Yes, ma'am.
going? What do you love the most about this vocation?
Ma'am, one thing is, as a teacher, I need to be a role model, someone whom a student can easily relate to. Because it's our tradition, that yes, we follow the Gurukul system where we say that unless you are a true devotee of your own teacher, you cannot experience the real learning. We don't call it experience learning, this learning, that learning, but all those things are waste unless a guru really blesses you. Only the guru's blessings are by heart. A student tends to get more and more educated. These days we get to see us all the best children do well, this, that, but the teacher and the student may not have the same bonding. I'm sorry to be saying this, but yes, that is what I have been finding that. But unless there is a mutual respect, a student has to respect a teacher, not only as a student, as his son or maybe the daughter. That feeling has to be there. Only then a student and teacher can gel well, and the student can learn really well from the teacher. And here
Absolutely,
I would
sir.
like to, here
Yes,
I
sir.
would like to say, what once Goswami Tulsidas said, बंधों गुरुपद कंज कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरि महामोहतम पुंज दास वचन रवि करने क्या. But really, how many of us really do that? And this takes me back where I read in Uttar Ramayana. It says, let me tell you in Hindi or English, what do you prefer me?
So let's have this part in Hindi so that we can reach out to masses.
Yes, he says that. No, I'm not reading that part. I'll tell you that later. But I'll just tell you the gist of the story. It says a guru who had taught his students quite well goes to check the amount of knowledge the student had gathered. So he goes and to the temple where the student is praying Lord Shiva. The student sees that my teacher has come to see whether I'm doing my puja properly or not.
Right.
But Lord Shiva himself gets angry. He says, a student who does not acknowledge the presence of teacher has no business to worship me. You may better become a bow or the Asgard, that's what you say. And henceforth, what is the solution for that? The guru asks. The only solution is the day the students learn to respect a teacher, the Asgars will vanish from the earth. And I wonder if the Asgars can really vanish from the earth because we don't see the teachers getting their due respect from the students. I would too was a student. I'm still a student, but yes, I'm a teacher now, and I see that not many students respect their own teachers.
Right. Absolutely, sir. Students must respect the teacher, and because a good teacher makes us understand, she makes us a skilled person and not just knowledgeable. So every teacher is required, every student is required to respect the students and obey her, so that the learning is enhanced automatically. And you rightly said that this connection, this bonding is important, and every relation should be taken up in the uh, you know in the manner that it has to be, where we today we become friendly with everyone, we are friends with everyone, but that level of hierarchical relationship is needed. You need to respect, and that is what is important. So moving ahead to the next question, sir.
Yeah,
Knowledge should have shelf life, but it
yeah.
should not be kept hidden away. It is meant to be used and means to live in a sustainable life. So tell me, sir, how can we ensure our curriculum is not merely theoretical in purpose?
Ma'am, it should be practically oriented. And NEP has done a good job on that, I would say. Unless you apply your knowledge, what do you have knowledge? I may know thousands of theoretical things, and if I can't apply even 50% of that in my practical life, what is my learning? So I want my students to be practically oriented. Let them apply what they have learned so that they know actually what they learned is right or wrong, not just to pass the exams. You may pass the exams today or tomorrow, but what you learn in practical life stays with you till your death. And
Right.
in case you can pass on to others, it lives even after your death. So I would say that yes, learn the practical aspects, and that will stay for you for a longer time, even after death.
Absolutely, sir. You we are this is what is knowledge. It's reading and writing are the essential literacy skill, but when you apply your learning, that is when actual education happens, and when that is when you gain knowledge. So you rightly said that a practical application of learning is very essential today, and we NEP is certainly focusing on that, and I'm really really looking forward for its implementation effectively. Moving ahead to the next question, sir. So do you believe that awards and recognition boost us to continue our good work?
Ma'am, I would say definitely yes. Because see, unless there is someone to pat your back, you won't feel like working. Every human being needs to be appreciated. A child needs to be appreciated by the parents or by the teachers. A male or a female needs to be appreciated. A student needs to be appreciated. So why not teachers who are doing such a noble job? And yes, in case you happen to be appreciated by its own fraternity, it adds to the value. And I've been very proud to say that I was awarded 11 times. From in past 2 years, I've been awarded 11 times. So yes, I would say getting awards. See, monetary awards may stay with you for 1 or 2 days. You may spend the money, but what the citations or the award that you get, in form of plaques, that stays for a longer time, and it tells you that yes, this is just a small beginning. You need to achieve more and more, and I look forward to that.
Certainly, so acknowledgements of our efforts has a huge impact and a positive impact on our career. You
Yeah,
rightly said that once you receive an award for what you have done, you have sent a benchmark. Now you have to outperform your own self. So
yeah,
this is the beauty of receiving that applaud. So moving ahead to the next question, so we share our pains and luxury with a very few selected people. I mean,
yeah.
pains, gains, and sorrows with very few people. And we also always look for someone to talk about the bad and the ugly also. So tell me something, sir. Who is that person in your life, that educationist, with whom you can share your bad and ugly, your happy and sad, and you look upon to him for your inspiration, support, advice?
In that case, I would say I'm very lucky to have a very proud father, who is himself is a great educationist. He is CSIR emeritus scientist. He is retired, and in fact, he is credited as the father of India's first parallel computer in India. India's first parallel computer, and he is recognized by CSIR, by the alma mater IIT Kanpur, and by computer fraternity throughout the world. You can Google his name, Dr. UN Sinha. You'll know more about him. I didn't have to
So,
add anything more.
wow. So you have a role model in your own home and the person who is your go-to person, whatever may come. And this is such a wonderful thing, when your father is the person, your go-to person, who else can think better of you than your own parents? So
Yeah,
it's
very
great
true.
to know this, sir. Moving ahead to the rapid fire round, sir. Now
Yeah.
it's a very interesting round of our show. You have to answer in one word or a sentence. All right.
Okay.
So here comes my very first question to you. Has anything in your life happened that brings smiles on your face whenever you recalls it?
Yes, ma'am. I have.
All right. So what is that incident?
Ma'am, teaching students, I would say. Teaching students always bring smile to my this thing. Whenever I think of a student and I know that I can help the child, I always get happy.
Wonderful. So teaching is something that brings smile to your face. What are your hobbies? How do you, spend your recreational time?
Ma'am, I got variety of hobbies. One thing I used
Okay.
to be a very good chess player. I like to socialize with my friends, and I love to discuss politics. I know this is not the right platform, but yes, politics is the one which interests me. Not the bad politics, but very constructive, which has some meaning for the society. Politics not for the power. Politics to help the society, to help my students. I would love to do that.
So sadly, we don't see a lot of youth in politics today. What could be the reason for that?
Ma'am, every occupation has got some charm. Earlier, we used to have great politicians who used to be a role model. Now, you can't even count and tell me how many good politicians are there. The politicians, I don't mean to say that they look for the party or those things. How many of
Right.
them think about the India as a country? They
Mhm.
always think, yeah, this is my vote bank. Chalo, kam chalta hai. They are not the
Right.
politicians. Very few are there. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the last.
Right. So is this the reason that youth is not entering the politics today?
Ma'am, I would say yes. They need to have some role model. Unless there is a role model whom they can emulate. Now,
Right.
supposing someone has to emulate me, there has to be some quality in me too, so that he or she can tell that yes, Narendra is the one whom I can emulate or whom I can follow. If I don't have that quality, why will they follow me? As
Right,
simple as that.
sir. Let's hope that we get that game changer here in politics soon and we see a lot of youth entering this field because youth will certainly bring out the new innovation, new techniques to let the make the country flourish. Moving ahead to the next question. You said that you love to socialize with your friends. So what is one activity that you do regularly with your friends?
Ma'am, I like to chat a lot.
Okay.
Chatting on WhatsApp, yeah. Because past 3 years, I have not moved out of Bangalore. It's only through the WhatsApp or the Facebook or the Instagram. I'm in touch with them. And
So,
after the video calls, apart from them, nothing.
so you're using the technology wonderfully by connecting to your friends.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good. At times we don't use it optimally. So this is the wonderful thing to do. Keep in touch with all your friends. Moving ahead to the next question. What is your favorite topic of discussion with your family? You spoke about that with friends you love to discuss about politics. What about family?
Family, we usually discuss around some songs or some recent happenings, worry about the children's education, their future. Because our life is almost over. We are all 50 plus, and children are the ones who need to be taken care of. I'm being as practical as possible. I'm not trying to do any this thing. So,
Right, sir. Absolutely, sir. Coming up to the last question. If you were not an educator, in which profession we would have seen you?
then I would be a chess player, ma'am.
Sorry?
Then I would be a chess player.
Oh, chess player. Oh, wow, wonderful. So
Ma'am,
do
I
you
ranked
you
second
play?
in my university. I ranked second in my university. 89 to 92, I was number two in university.
That's wonderful. So, I also know that chess has some shocking benefits which many are not even aware. So, what would you like to tell our parents about the benefits of the chess and why they should ensure that their children learn how to play chess?
Ma'am, right now my son is watching this. He too is very
Okay.
much interested in learning chess. But one thing I would say is, uh, chess is the one which stimulates your brain. It helps you think faster.
Mhm.
And we say that a chess player beats the computer. Correct. My main
Right,
question
right,
is,
sir.
who programmed that? Who programmed? Human being
The
again.
human brain program that, yes.
So we can definitely outbeat the computer chess now. We have
So,
also
to
done
all
that. Yeah.
Certainly, sir. So, to all my dear parents out there, if you really want to boost the brain power of your children and you may want to make them think faster, enroll them in a chess class today and ensure that they play chess throughout. So, it was wonderful to know you in this segment, sir. Now we have reached to the last question of the show, which is called the viewer's choice question.
Yeah.
Well, my viewer's choice says that in today's digital world, we have crossed and connected across the globe to conduct a class without walls, that is online learning. So, do you see the digital trend of learning or schooling replace regular schooling? Do you think that one day schools will be just online? Is there any thoughts on this?
Ma'am, by 2030, you can see that happening, ma'am. 2030. That is the deadline I would give.
Do you believe that if the schools go completely online, what would be the loss? What would be the pros and what is the cons of schools going completely online? How would you justify this?
Ma'am, the pro will be that yes, the student can have a lot of technological advantages.
Mhm.
And con would be that one where the student tend to get lazy. They feel that चलो आज काम नहीं करना है कल करेंगे.
Right.
आज होमवर्क नहीं किया कोई बात नहीं. But yes, as you know, every action has got equal and opposite reaction. So every good thing has to have at least one bad thing in nature. But I see that one good thing replacing thousand other bad things. So technology is here to stay. Digital education is here to stay. And yes, I have started my own digital academy as well. I have my own academy which I'm running.
Wonderful, sir.
Yeah.
Great, sir. That's really good to know, sir. But sir, I have a little different opinion, and I really apologize for having a different thought here. But these 2 years when my children were at home and the online education was going on, I could actually see that children learn far better when they are in front of the students. Just learns better when they are in front of the teacher and not in front of the screen. I could sense that difference. My daughter stopped writing completely. She was not
Yeah.
ready to learn and retain because there was no joy. With whom should I share? There were no friends. So what are your thoughts? If schools goes digital, what will be the emotional impact of this on the children?
Man, emotional impact will be there, no doubt about that. For that, we need the parents to be more supportive and see that they talk to their own kids much more than what they're doing right now. Now, can you just imagine 2 years before when we didn't have the corona? I would say BC and AD, AC, before corona, after corona.
After corona.
Correct?
Okay.
Before corona and after
Yeah.
corona.
Yeah.
Correct? Before 2019, I would say parents had almost no time to talk to their own children. Both the parents are going for work, and children come from the school. What they do, the parents are not aware of. And yes, now once the corona set in, we see that yes, parents are taking interest to the welfare of the children, which is a good thing, because at least they know that the children are at home, they need to be taken care of. That's one good thing that has come out of that. And
Certainly,
as
sir.
far as the learning is concerned, learning is totally self-centered. If I want to learn something, no matter what comes, I'll definitely learn. But same thing is the reverse way. If I don't want to learn, even the best of facilities, I'll never learn. It's totally self-centered. So I won't say that yes, digital one can ruin the child, or the offline classes will definitely boost my child's career. No, nothing like that. It's all self-centered because once you're in ninth or tenth, it's your own brain which takes you forward, not the brain of your teacher or brain of your parents. Because till ninth you are pushed somehow. Chalo, pass ho jao. But in 10th and in 12th, it's your own hard work which takes you through. There again, whether you have learned it digitally or you learn from the class teacher or from your own teachers, offline or online, does not matter as long as you remember what you have learned.
Certainly, sir. I completely agree with you that learning is self centered. No one else can learn for you, and you should have that ignite in yourself. And I think, as teachers and parents, it is our duty to ignite that passion for learning in our children. They should yearn for learning, and this is our duty. And once we do that, we have done our job because once a child starts self learning, we have actually, I think, we have succeeded in our life because we have given them the biggest gift. So I completely agree with you, sir. Yes, parental involvement is crucial. We need to be involved with the children. We need to find time to talk to them, to know what is going on in their life. You very rightly said this. And yes, that the learning is self centered. This is required. So, to all my dear parents, to all my dear teachers, today we have got to know a very big lesson. We have learned a very big lesson, so, from sir, that the biggest thing, biggest learning happens when the child is himself persuaded to learn, and that is what we need to create in him. So wonderful, sir. It was great to have you. I got a lot of tips, and I'm sure my educators, my viewers, and all the parents out there have learned a lot from you today. And thank you for sharing your thoughts with us, that we may prepare our children for a better tomorrow, but we should not forget that they have today, and that they should be a happy one. So I feel really blessed to have you today on our show, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, before I end, I would like to express my thanks to Evelyn ma'am, who made this possible. Because she had been with me right from I think almost 5 days. And yes,
Yeah.
it's thanks to her that I'm able to talk to you. So convey my thanks to her.